Hi folks, Ed Boston from edboston.com, and today we are going to do at least one video news report. You're here seeing it right now. In a story called Knives Are Out, Hawaii Democrat faces backlash over taking on Obama over Islamist extremism. This story is about first-term Democrat Representative Tulsi Gabbard, who is a twice deployed 33-year-old Army veteran. Let's read a little bit about this. She was Hawaii's golden girl after winning a seat in Congress, which with support from top liberal groups. But now the Democratic representative Tulsi Gabbard has been critical of President Obama. Her political reputation in the bluest of blue states is taking a hit. However, that hasn't stopped the twice deployed 33-year-old Army veteran from continuing to challenge the president, her home state's favorite son, over his refusal to identify terror groups like the Islamic State as driven by radical Islam. Quote from Gabbard says, "Every soldier knows this simple fact. If you don't know your enemy, you will not be able to defeat him. Our leaders must clearly identify the enemy as Islamist extremists, understand the ideology that is motivating them and attracting new recruits, and focus on defeating that enemy both militarily and ideologically." Gabbard has been hitting this message for weeks now, putting her at odds with many in her party who toe the line that the Islamic State should not be associated with Islam. Wow. It's good to see people that normally are in lockstep with Obama or any political party for that matter, that when things just aren't right, they're willing to stand up and say, wait a second, I don't care what the talking points are. I don't care what you think I need to say. I don't care what support you gave me. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And to not even act like ISIS has anything to do with Islam, and haven't even said that as commander-in-chief, is just not acceptable. And so whether I agree with all of her ways of thinking, whether I agree that she was supported by liberal groups, well, that doesn't matter. She's doing the right thing on this. And let's see. The editorial board of the online political news journal Civil Beat, owned by eBay founder Pierre Omidyar, said the bright red right is promoting her criticism, but she is not presenting serious policy arguments. Here is her own taking her on now, doing how they do it the best, downgrading them and making their points not important. One wonders where Gabbard is going with this. Sure, the Iraq war veteran and rising political star is achieving national prominence in a high-profile discussion, but at what cost, the editorial board wrote, saying her comments could be dismissed as pandering from a young Paul with lofty ambitions. Bob Jones, columnist for the Oahu-based Midweek, wrote a scathing piece suggesting Gabbard should be challenged in 2016. I take serious when who's done a little non-fighting time in Iraq and is not a Middle East or Islamic scholar claims to know better than our president and Secretary of State how to fathom the motivations of terrorists and how to refer to them beyond the term that best describes them, terrorist, Jones said. Wow, liberals are hot under the collar when they go on the attack mode. Well, wow. Later on, retired U.S. Lieutenant Army General Michael Flynn, who directed the Defense Intelligence Agency, said this should not be a political issue. Gabbard has taken a very courageous stand in a party that refuses to face reality, he said. Ugh. And this isn't about winning somebody from being Democrat to Republican. This is just about how politics ought to be. And it ought to be that a person votes what they know, what they believe, what is in their heart, not what their party tells them they have to do. This is Ed Boston from Boston.com. We'll get this posted up on the website here shortly. And now go out and do the right thing.